Hi everyone! Occasionally I get comments directed towards me on my channel or directed at my subscribers in the comments about how none of us should feel depressed or should have any of these mental illnesses because our lives could be worse. So I want to talk about this because I think when you have depression or another mental illness or you self-harm, it's one of the worst things to hear because it just makes you feel guilty, and it kind of keeps people from talking about how they feel because you feel like that's the response you're going to get. You're just going to get people telling you that it could be worse, so you should be grateful for what you have. Now, of course, it is good to think about the good things that you do have in your life, and I've said this before, but it does not cure your depression or any other mental illness you have or make it easy to stop self-harming. It just doesn't work that way. Mental illnesses affect everyone. You could have a really great life, you could have a loving family, a really great job that you love and you make good money. Everything could be going your way in life, and for some reason you could still have a mental illness because it's not about what your life is like. It is a problem with your brain. And if you need an example of someone who has appeared to have a good life, let's just use Robin Williams. Robin Williams had a family and he was in a lot of movies that people really love. I mean, I didn't know too much about him, but from me viewing his life on the outside, it seemed like he had a good life, but he still ended up taking his own life. So depression and other mental illnesses really can affect anyone. Now, yes, having a crappy life event or multiple life events can lead you to feeling depressed, as well as, having low self-esteem and whatnot. Those things can all make you feel depressed and contribute to depression, but it does not need to be caused by something horrible happening to you or you having a bad life. You shouldn't feel guilty for feeling depressed just because someone else could have it worse. There's always going to be someone who has it worse. That's just life. Depression, any other mental illness is an actual illness. I know that when I was really depressed, I would feel guilty when people tell me that I have a good life or I should be grateful or whatever. I mean, usually these were comments coming from people who didn't really know what my life was like, but still, because I knew that, I could have cancer or something, which is the thing people usually bring up. It's like, oh, you could have cancer. But anyways, I knew that I could have cancer and have, far less of a chance of living. So, why do I feel so bad? Now, obviously, I'm more educated and I know that it is a problem with your brain. It's a real illness. It's not just from you being ungrateful or for you having something wrong with you. You have every right to feel the way that you do, so don't let other people who say crap like that make you feel guilty about the way you're feeling, because your feelings are 100% valid and your mental illness is 100% valid, and you should be able to speak up and get help without people being rude about it. When people make really any comment that is rude about a mental illness, but specifically ones about how you shouldn't feel that way and you should be grateful, try to just remind yourself that those people are very ignorant and they have no clue what they're talking about. That's always the case with comments like that. Anytime there is a stupid comment on one of my videos, it's just from someone who doesn't know any better. I really just wanted to make this video, one, for people who aren't aware that telling people to feel grateful isn't helpful, but two, because I know that there's so many of you dealing with mental illnesses and you feel bad about having one, and it's not your fault, and you shouldn't feel bad because you can't help it, and you don't have to be grateful that you have depression or another mental illness rather than having cancer or something like that. And you don't have to be grateful that it could be worse. Personally, for me, when I had severe depression, it didn't actually feel like it could be any worse than it already was, which is why I got to the point where I tried to kill myself. So it's just it's not a helpful comment, so just don't listen when people say stuff, because you have every right to feel the way that you do. I'm probably repeating myself, but I just want everyone to hear this because I wish I had heard someone say this to me when I was younger and dealing with more of this stuff. Remember, I'm always here if you need someone to talk to. I have been very busy with work and school, and I'm not nearly as quick as responding to messages as I used to be, but I still try my best. I hope you're all doing well, and I will see you in my next video.